Welcome back.
Welcome back to
into Up-Tempo
on SicEm365 Radio.
We harmonized that. Welcome back in Up-Tempo on your Friday. Gosh, things flying around everywhere here. All right, time for our top 5 of the week. The 5 best things that happen on Up-Tempo, starting with number 5, Armstrong. Number 5 is my personal favorite game of the week. And I think it's solely because of the music, because we threw music into this, and I enjoyed it a whole lot. Number 5 would be this week's version of Dead or Alive, where we took musicians and ranked, hey, we said, hey, are they dead or are they alive? Here's how it went. Playing Dead or Alive. Come on, you guys. We're going to name 9 singers, 9 artists, and ask you, are they dead or are they alive? And Armstrong and J.D. are going to try to guess. Let's see who can win today's version of Dead or Alive. You shouldn't need a pin for this, Armstrong. You've played this before.
I know. I'll just type it out.
All right. Number 1, Frankie Valli of the Four Seasons. Sherry.
Are we answering now?
No, just write it down, right?
No.
Okay.
Is he dead or alive, Armstrong?
Dead.
I would say dead as well.
Frankie Valli's alive!
No way.
83 years old. Point for none of you. Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on.
Oh, dead.
Dead.
Marvin Gaye is dead. He would have been 81 years old today, but he is not on the earth.
Yeah.
Oh, how about a little David Allan Coe action? I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison.
I'm going to say
I'll say alive.
Yeah, alive.
We've got David Allan Coe.
We keep saying the same thing.
81 years old. He's alive.
Yeah, thank you.
How about Bill Gaither of the Gaithers? Come on, you know the Gaithers.
Yeah.
I'll Fly Away. Victory in Jesus.
I say dead.
You say he's dead? Bill Gaithers. I'll say alive. Just disagree.
Bill Gaither's alive.
No. There we go.
You just killed off a Southern Baptist legend.
I'm sorry.
You are a Baylor grad. You can't do that, man.
I'm sorry.
Gene Autry, legendary country music and Christmas singer.
I'm going to say dead.
Alive.
We've got Gene Autry, dead.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while.
not
He would have
great.
been 91 today. Glenn Campbell. Come on, Glenn Campbell. He sings Mull of Kintyre. So good. He also sings that other song, Southern Nights. Glenn Campbell.
I know. Oh, of course I know
Alive.
Glenn Campbell is. I know he came out with an album recently, but so I think he's alive.
Let's say alive.
Post-mortem. He's dead. Would have been 81 today. Barry Gibb from the Barry Gibb Talk Show.
Oh, he is dead. Yeah, right.
Barry Gibb? Yeah, no, I am right. Glenn Campbell's dead. Thank you for validating the fact that I Wikipedia'd it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. Dead or
Ooh, I'm
alive?
going to say dead.
Dead.
Barry Gibb, 74 years old, alive.
Oh my God.
You guys are really, really bad at this game.
What are you talking about? I've missed 3. Stop.
Out of what? 5? These people are living and breathing, and it's just such a disrespectful thing.
This is anarchy.
Our apologies to the Gibb family, but congratulations, because Barry's alive. 2 more left to go. I'm going to hit you.
3.
I'm going to hit you with a pretty good one right here.
Hit me with it.
Because he's saying, What's New Pussycat? And he also sang, It's Not Unusual. Tom Jones,
Ooh,
dead or alive?
Dead.
Tom Jones is alive. 80. It's not unusual. Nobody?
There you go.
Wow.
No, I know that song, but I just thought he was dead.
I know. That's super disappointing. It's not disappointing that he's alive. It's disappointing that you guys just don't know that Tom Jones is alive.
Yeah.
It's disappointing to me, too. I wish I knew it was alive.
Last one right here. Favorite one. This is for both of us because we love this guy. We love his work.
Croce?
No. Close, though.
Croce's dead.
Close. Croce is dead.
Love Croce.
Is this guy dead? The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, man. I'm going to say dead.
Legendary Gordon Lightfoot. Armstrong?
We literally talked about this before the show.
And I asked you, is he dead or alive? And you're like, I don't know. And I said, I don't know either. And now here we are where you have to answer it.
Okay.
I
Alive.
love him too, so
He's alive.
I hope I'm right.
He's alive.
I don't know if he's dead, but
we got a dead right here.
He's got to be alive.
We got an alive right there. Gordon Lightfoot, if you're listening, because you could be, you're alive.
Yes.
Dang.
Touch yourself, Gordon Lightfoot.
Dang.
You're still living and
Probably,
breathing.
odds are he is listening, actually.
Odds are Gordon Lightfoot watches Up-Tempo?
Yeah.
What's he watching it on?
His Roku.
What?
On
Mom,
YouTube, streaming it on
Gordon Lightfoot's
YouTube.
watching us
There
on
we
Roku.
go. G-Light.
Come on, baby. All right. How about this? It's a SicEm. How about it? Number 5 on the list this week. Dead or Alive. Southern Nights. That's so good. You know I play the banjo, Armstrong? Glenn Campbell was in there. You guys, no respect for Glenn Campbell. I play the banjo. I should do that one day. I should bring that in studio and play the banjo one day.
Absolutely, you should.
I should. So that was Dead or Alive, number 5 on the top 5 things that happened this week. Number 4, we spoke to a guy named Paul Jobson this week, and after we spoke to him, he said, I have gifts to bestow upon you. That's soccer ball right there. He sent it to Uptempo. That scarf, it's keeping it warm, Uptempo. Paul Jobson, we're your biggest fan. We're glad you're a fan. And thank you for giving us number 4 on this week's top 5.
Coach, just listening to you talk, it's very evident you have a genuine love for this program, for your players, for this place. What makes Baylor soccer so special to you?
Oh man, it's in my blood. You know, I mean, I've been here 13 years now. My wife and I came here together, and we feel like we, not just us, but the group, the staff that we've had and the players that have come through here, we've really rebuilt this program into, you know, a non-existent really soccer program and into an NCAA contender, and a program that's it's a destination program for some of the best soccer players in the country. And in doing that, we're honoring Christ while we do it. And there's really no better place to do what we do the way that we do it than at Baylor University. And you can't get excited about that, then we've got to move on and do something else. But this is a special place. And the fact that we've been able to be here for 13 years and for Baylor to believe in us as a family means a lot to us too. And this Waco community has really put their arms around us. So it's easy to get excited about what we're doing here.
Coach, you're staring down the barrel of almost 90 wins in a career, most in program history, not to mention the Elite Eights, the Big 12 championships. The accolades go on and on. So what's next for you? What's the next milestone that you want to hit?
Man, you know what? I want to make sure these kids are prepared for life. Honestly, I've never really focused a ton on the championships. I love them. I love to win. Trust me, I hate losing more than anything. But at the end of the day, the thing that brings me the most pleasure are these girls that are leading great lives with great families and children and great careers. You know, those are the wins. Those are the real wins, and honoring Christ for the things that they do, and hopefully have taken something from this program and making the world a better place. And I hope while we're doing that, we're winning championships and winning games. But the first thing first is making sure that we're creating great people out of this program and putting them into a world where they can make a difference in a time where we need people to make a difference.
Wow. Coach Paul Jobson of the Baylor soccer program. Coach, let's go. Thanks for joining Up Tempo, man. That was awesome.
Can I join your team,
Guys,
Coach?
thanks for having me on.
That was
Appreciate it.
spectacular. Look, you can. This is not my show. It's not JD's show.
I guess not,
We've
yeah.
solidified it's not Armstrong's show. This is your show. You can come on whenever you want.
All right, that's cool. Maybe I can come in studio. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bring it on. We always have great food here too. We have some salsa. I brought Pringles today.
Yeah.
We'll fix you up.
There's
Coach.
some
I
Dr.
see,
Pepper.
I
from
see
1981.
Twizzlers, man.
I have Twizzlers.
Those are yours if you want to come to the studio.
Twizzlers.
We are currently
They're waiting for you.
staging a union for our bosses to buy us more desk decor, and until they do, we're just going to put
true.
food on the desk until they start giving us decorations.
It's a very new union.
It's a new union.
But it is a union.
It happened about a
nonetheless.
half hour ago, but you were a part of it. You helped stage it.
I think you need a soccer ball. Let's see if we can't work on that.
Let's go.
yeah, let's do it.
Come on. We need the
Or a
towel.
scarf. You don't have a
I have
soccer
a scarf
scarf either.
I have a
Yeah,
scarf in my room.
my neck gets cold, very cold.
This guy gets cold. He's got cold neck
cold
syndrome.
neck syndrome. Yep.
Where's your soccer scarf on the studio, though?
That's a good point.
I don't think we have one.
I will bring it
I don't
in.
think we have
we
one.
need one.
I will move my Baylor decor from my home to here. But, Coach, we got the Bear games here, too. Although, hey, you know what? Come in studio. Bring us some more scarves.
Listen, you need a studio scarf. You shouldn't sacrifice your personal scarf for
Yes.
studio scarf.
Exactly. I agree.
The place gets cold in here, Coach. And, like, we don't.
I'm ready to play for. I'm ready to play for this
What's he
program.
doing?
Wow, it's right here.
On cue. The man just pulls
That's what I get like the feeling every time I see that. Like a vuvuzela. I love that. I'm ready to
I'm
rock.
back in Spain again. Holy cow. Thanks for that little flashback right there. Coach, Bear games today. Baylor's second best bracket, rolling through some of the best football players of the last decade. Other football. I can see you perked up a little bit. Other football. Kendall Wright or Ahmad Dixon?
Oh my gosh, really?
Or we're in round 2, so these are all good. They're all close.
God, seriously, I'm gonna go Kendall Wright.
Yeah,
That's good. I like that.
That's a good
I like
pick.
that.
James Lynch or Terrence Williams?
Terrence Williams.
Yeah, come on with
Touchdowns.
it. And then if you could quarantine with one Baylor coach, who would it be and why?
Current or former?
Oh, you know what? I feel like the you asking that means that there's got to be a former in there that you probably nail down. I'll give you former. I feel like I know where we may be going here.
I'm going to quarantine with my wife.
There we go.
Former Baylor soccer coach. Second all-time wins leader in Baylor history.
Wait, who's
I'm going to
first?
quarantine with her. I don't know. I have no idea who first is.
We'll do some research and get back to you.
Paul Jobson of the Baylor soccer program. Coach Jobson, thanks so much for joining us on Uptempo.
Guys, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Back in the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den, Paul Jobson pulling out a scarf from nowhere. He goes and he's underneath the desk and then boom, scarf. That same scarf right there on the set of Uptempo now. Thank you to Paul Jobson for being a G. That's awesome, man. What? Did I move? No. Thanks to Paul Jobson. And how about the haircut? From then to now, it's grown on me. Number 3, Sam Pittman. Quick turnaround. He was on the show earlier today. The head coach of the University of Arkansas Razorback football program joined Uptempo. Here are the highlights from when Sam Pittman called in to our show. The head hog, the mentor of offensive line coach at Baylor, Eric Mateos, Sam Pittman. Coach Pittman, happy Friday, man. Thanks for coming on.
Y'all been drinking coffee in there. You're getting going pretty good this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Coach. I have already had a 9 a.m. today, and it was stellar. That is all I needed to get my juices flowing. A little bit of coffee, some bang. We're ready to rock.
That's awesome, man.
I love it. Now, Coach, first and foremost, to introduce myself, I'm Drake Toll, born and raised in Arkansas, born and raised a Hog fan, so I get it. I get the culture. These other yahoos in here, they're just not acquainted with it, but I know what it's like to throw that hog call up in front of, 75,000 at DWR and get those chills. These guys just don't know. They don't know. But to relate to them a little bit, we've got Eric Mateos coming in, and I know we looked at how Coach Grimes really dug to get Coach Mateos, and you were one of the ones that lobbied for Eric. Just tell us, who have we gotten in Eric Mateos at offensive line coach?
Oh, y'all got a good one. Really good one. Great recruiter. Works his tail off. The kids will love him. The Baylor will love him. Of course, Grimey is a outstanding offensive line coach in his own right, and certainly has proven over there at BYU what kind of coordinator he is, and I'm so happy for Jay. He's a good friend of mine as well. But Eric, when Eric was here, Grimey had called me about him, and I said, you need to hire him, and he went over to LSU with him, and he's just very smart, very bright. I was fortunate enough to be with him here at Arkansas my first time here. Again, just an outstanding recruiter. How do you change your offensive line? And you do it through recruiting and development. And he's really good at that. And I know that the people will be proud that he's at Baylor.
Coach, the aforementioned Yahoo, J.D. Pickell here. I'm co-hosting this with Drake Toll. So happy to have you on.
Thanks.
In regards to what Baylor fans can expect in year one from this offensive line, obviously it's a developmental process, but what can Baylor fans expect to see in year one from this new offensive line?
Aggressive. They'll be aggressive. They'll be well coached. They'll have good technique. But they're going to play extremely hard. If you go back and look at his line he had over there at BYU, those guys were nasty. They played very physical, and that's hopefully a trait that we've done since he was here at Arkansas. But they're going to play very extremely hard, and they'll be well coached technique wise.
Coach, when you first met Eric Mateos and got to work with him at the University of Arkansas, what do you remember about when he first started under you, and how much did he learn in those years that grew him into the coach he is now?
Very good personality. He was over at Hutchinson Junior College. where I was the head coach back in the early 90s, and he was over at Hutch, and we had a guy or two from Hutch in here on our coaching staff, and they recommended him, and we interviewed him, and a lot of energy, very dynamic. But the thing that stuck out to me was his work ethic and how smart he was. And hopefully, between myself and Grimey, he takes everything in and not opinionated. Hey, this is what's been working. And I like that about him because, to be honest with you, by the middle of spring ball, he was coaching half the line when I was here the first time. That's the only way you can develop a GA is let him go out there and coach. And certainly when I left here and I went to Georgia. Arkansas at that time was playing in the Liberty Bowl, and Eric was elevated to the offensive line coach when I left. And I think they rushed for 250 or so in that game and won that game. And I knew he was ready when I left. Of course, Coach Bielema knew that too and elevated him as the O-line coach.
Coach, I'll never forget it. The Liberty Bowl with the red chrome helmets. Come on. I think Alex Collins went for 300 that night.
He's a monster.
Well, I don't remember the game like I was there because I wasn't, but I do know that the line played really well that game, and obviously Collins was Alex Collins, So really good day.
Absolute beast. Coach, you and Dave Aranda both took over programs during a COVID year. I would imagine a logistical nightmare. What was the hardest part about being a first-year coach during COVID?
COVID, in all honesty. The amount of time. I had no idea of the amount of time that it would take. Your roster management was huge. I think it would be a special teams coordinator nightmare, simply because, you didn't really know your roster until Friday morning. You had an idea, but then Friday morning, it was, then I can remember making this mistake. So-and-so has COVID and thinking, well, he's out. Well, that's not necessarily true. He's out, and then whoever he was around is out. And so I remember going, well, we only lost a guy or lost two guys, and it turned out to be 6 or 8 because of the quarantine part of it. So I'll bet you, and I hate to say this, but I'll bet half of our staff conversations had something to do with COVID throughout the season.
Wow. All right, bring it back in the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den again on the top 5. That was number 3 on this week's Uptempo Top 5. Sam Pittman joining the show today to talk Baylor football, the Eric Mateos hire, as well as Jeff Grimes and Dave Aranda. What an awesome get. The head hog coming on the show. Now, number 2. This one, maybe my favorite interview so far. What a week it was in guests. And this was just... I am still so confused with how this all went down and happened, but it did, and it happened on our show, and I feel that I'm more knowledgeable than I was before it took place. Better for it, if you will. Somehow, some way, you've all seen the video of the crazy hot Matrix guy, and this week, he came on Uptempo. It's number 2 on this week's Uptempo Top 5. Goodness, there's so many places that I want to start with my dating life and my career, but I'll start here. Knowing that you revolutionized the dating industry, what has it been, five or so years ago now?
6.5.
6.5 years ago.
Who's counting really though?
July 21st, 2014.
To know that you revolutionized the dating game, is there just something about that for you that's so, I guess, just do you feel like you've accomplished something?
I changed the world.
Yeah. It goes Christopher Columbus, Sir Isaac Newton, Crazy Hot Matrix Guy.
Crazy Hot Matrix Guy.
Dan McClendon. So,
oh my goodness. So walk us through too. As you said 46 years, JD brought up the point that your one criteria for building this matrix was the fact that you've been on the earth for 46 years.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
When
did it dawn on you that I need to share this knowledge with the world?
So my sons are about you guys' age. My sons are 24 and 21. And one day I just realized that, man, I knew stuff that I needed to pass on, and you guys shouldn't have to learn the hard way. So.
And how has their success been since you've educated them in the world?
Neither of them has made a giant mistake. I'll take a little bit of credit for that. So
absolutely.
Now, what went into for you the Crazy Hot Matrix when you thought about what's the criteria that we're going to put into what this chart looks like?
Okay, so I've been a divorce lawyer since 1993. I have also done criminal defense work since 1993, and I've been married since 1992. So I've learned a little bit about what doesn't work. And the actual origin of the Matrix was a guy came in to see me, and he was having to hire me for like the third time for some little misdemeanor stuff. And I looked at him and I said, "Hey, man, do you know why this keeps happening to you?" And he shrugged and he goes, "Man, I guess I'm just unlucky." And I was like, "No, that's not it." I go, "What do all these events have in common?" He's like, "Me?" I go, "Well, yeah, but girls, women, you keep picking the wrong ones." And he goes, "You think?" And I literally just was like, I got to show this guy where he's wrong, right? Like, so I just started sketching this thing, and it just sort of happened. And then over time, I would show it to other people, and there were a couple of revisions to it before it was published. But one of them was the Tiffany part. I was showing it to a guy one time, and I got to the danger zone part, and he pointed hard at it, and he thumped his finger on it, and he goes, "And Tiffany's are in the danger zone." And I go, "That's funny," because like he was serious, but
partially
I realized that like the comedic effect of putting a girl's name in there was that, first of all of us know a crazy ass Tiffany. So that was easy. And then second of all, it was like that name just was a placeholder. Her name could be Susan, but if I gave you a placeholder, then the bit was that much better. And then the part at the end about, "But wait a minute, man, I met this girl." She's like, that actually happened. And so that's where that part of the bit came.
So those are like some really real credentials, like having worked.
Yeah, it's all drawn on experience. Yeah, it's all drawn from real life.
Like there's jokes in it, but it's all very much real, like evidence based.
Yeah, well, that's why it went hyper viral, right?
Yeah.
Like, because people see that it's funny, but they also see how accurate there are. I mean, like, it's the quintessential boy girl relationship bit, and we all struggle, and we all try to find our way through it, and we all try to find someone that can put up with our nonsense just as well as we can put up with theirs. And so,
how long did it take to become viral? Like, did it take off pretty quick, or was this like 2 years later you check it?
No, man. So the guy that's in the video with me is a good friend of mine, and it was his channel, and he had like 250,000 followers, but they're all like gun guys and cops and soldiers and stuff, preppers and stuff. So I figured his average video at the time probably reached 10,000 views eventually, something like that. So I figured it'd be 5,000 people that were, kind of inside, the clubhouse kind of thing. Man, within a couple of weeks, I was getting phone calls because it went from 50,000 to 100,000 to 500,000. Like, I couldn't even keep up. And by now it's hundreds of millions. Oh my. So
what, and we kind of asked around people around us, Crazy Hot Matrix guy, and everyone we asked our bosses, we were like, "Hey, we know it's a sports show, but we want to have him on." And they were like, "We live by that video. You've got to have him on the air." So have you heard any success stories in your time that have come out of your Crazy Hot Matrix?
Oh, dude, to this day, I mean, we're 6.5 years later, and I didn't know you guys were out there doing this thing and gonna come and invite me. To this day, I posted something on my Instagram the other day, a random guy I'd never met, I don't know who he is, I'll never meet him in real life, texted me, he DM'd me a funny story about how he was dating some girl, and he had to call the cops to get her out of the apartment, and as she's being dragged out in handcuffs, she's screaming that she's a unicorn. I mean,
No way.
I'm telling you, to this day that happens. I mean,
out of here.
Yeah. So
you can't make this stuff up. That is like a free crash course in Dana McClendon's Crazy Hot Matrix and Dating 101. Dana McClendon joined the show this week. Unbelievable. That was like a pipe dream. Like, what's going on, right? Like, we're on the interview thinking, what is going on? What is this show? I love it. Number one, though, this week, Dana competed for number one, but number one, the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Week. He had 3 National Athlete of the Week honors this week. That's Casey Lightfoot, who broke the collegiate record in pole vault and might just break his own record again soon. This is number one on the list of Uptempo's top 5 of the week. You became number one in the world in pole vault. There is no one that is jumping higher than you. Does that put a target on your back, not just in collegiate competition, but now Olympic competition?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, Mondo Duplantis hasn't opened his season yet, and I think he opens up next week or the week after, so I'm sure he'll take it back. But for now, yeah, I am number one in the world, so that's a pretty exciting feat that I can say I have right now. I don't know if I would really call it a target. I think everybody's you jump against yourself in what the aspect is. But I mean, now I guess somebody could put the bar at 595, and if they make it, then they take the world lead. So then I guess I would have to go higher to do that. But that's really the only target aspect, because in the long run, it's you against the bar. Whatever happens, happens.
You say whatever happens, happens, but obviously you're still a competitive person. You want to win. Is there some competitive tension that goes down after knowing, hey, nobody at this meet can even touch me? Is there still the same amount of butterflies going into meets like that for you?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same amount. I mean, whether there's people there or not, it's a solo event. So it's like you can never get that out, because you're competing against yourself, and you can never lose any butterflies that you have for doing that. I mean, you can gain more if somebody else is there because there's more competition, but the butterflies, they're always a little standard amount that doesn't really change.
Wow. And that is it, the top 5 for Uptempo this week. Number 5, Dead or Alive. Number 4, that was Coach Paul Jobson. 3, the head hog, Sam Pittman. Number 2, the crazy hot Matrix guy, Dana McClendon, joining us. Number 1, the collegiate pole vault record holder. No